Good to have you once again. Now, the conversation continues in Nigeria, where the Supreme Court on Tuesday affirmed Ademola Adeleke of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the validly elected governor of Osun State. The apex court, in its lead judgment that was delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim, dismissed an appeal that was lodged against Adeleke's election victory by the former governor of the state, Adegboyega Oyetola, who was the gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC.
It held that though Oyetola alleged that Adeleke won through over voting that, I'll take that again, I beg your pardon. Although he alleged that Adeleke won through over voting that occurred in 774 polling units in the state and failed to produce any bimodal voters accreditation system, he of course did say that this, of course, is a machine that was used in any of the polling units to prove his allegation, but instead produced eyewitnesses, which the court was against. However, in his dissenting judgment, the third member of the panel, Justice P. Obuli, affirmed Adeleke as the valid winner of the election, even as he struck out the petition that was lodged by Oyetola and the APC. I mean, Oyetola has said, Adeleke has said to him that, this is a great feat and that he was working even whilst all of this was going on, and that now there's even more time. Now that he's been confirmed, he now would be able to give his 100% to the people of Osun State in terms of delivering for them as a governor. They were very excited. A number of them were very excited at his win. During the elections, there was celebration across board, and I'm hoping that when people in office or people that take office see how much celebration people are, how much hope the people have in them, how much the people celebrate their win. They don't go there and then disappoint the people. It's a lot of responsibility, and I hope that he's up to the task.
Yeah, and like you've mentioned, in the first 100 days of him being governor, he has also shown, a lot of understanding of what the people need. Here, there's also, bits and pieces of here and there where he has, tried to save money for the state, where he has cancelled certain things that used to go on in the state, so certain policies that were, of course, going on in the state, that he felt, was wasting money for the state. And I've repeatedly said that one of the things I believe every state governor needs to do is plug the leakages, the different ways with which the state is losing money to, political figureheads, or just, people who are stealing state resources. And so he has done, a little bit of that, and I'm sure there's a little bit more to do. But another thing to look at is, the Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, who lost the election. It's pretty telling. And, I would always say that nobody, if you look at Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, he won his, of course, re-election bid resoundingly. There was almost no doubt that he would win it because the people completely loved him. And so if Governor Adeleke came, contested the election on the 16th of July, and of course was able to get that many votes, it means that the people of Osun State didn't necessarily or didn't really like the performance of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola. And so it was that easy for him to be beaten. And it's not very often that you get to see a governor lose his re-election. A sitting governor in Nigeria lose his re-election bid. It's not very often. And so it really is a scorecard on former Governor Oyetola's performance as governor of Osun State. But another thing we should also remember is, and this is what people have pointed out, this was one of the first times that the election tribunals and Supreme Court have looked at the use of BVAS in the electoral process and use that to make part of their decisions. And if you look at the court ruling, it says that based on INEC regulations and guidelines, an election result can only be collated if the results agree with the figures in BVAS and once transmitted to the INEC results viewing portal IREV. And it's one of the things I believe that will be particular with the Presidential Election Tribunal. Is one of the things that they will look at, because there are court cases that will go on from the PDP and from the Labour Party mostly, that will be looking at the, first of all, credibility of the candidates, the APC's candidate to be nominated for election or to be president, and also the way that the electoral process, was conducted and how it was carried out. And so everyone's eyes are not just on Osun State. Yes, they will congratulate Governor Adeleke and say congratulations to him, but a lot of people are really, really focused on the Presidential Elections Tribunal to see how the courts take away, decisions that were made in Osun State and, of course, interpret them with the Presidential Election Tribunal. How important is the BVAS machine? How important is the results that BVAS, reads? How important is the result that were uploaded on the INEC server, the IREV, server, and all of that? So these are some of the things that would be looked at, not just, congratulating Adeleke. Does INEC have a lot of questions to answer with their failure to upload every result? Because I think till now, there still hasn't been complete uploading of the result from presidential election, which is embarrassing. Completely embarrassing, I'll say. And so these are some of the things that everyone's going to be paying attention to. And we would like to see how things play out. Today is the 10th. Of course, the tribunal continues today, and we would definitely love to see how things play out going forward. We've repeatedly said all through the week that the Nigerian judiciary is what is in focus for Nigerians across the country and even in diaspora. It is their time to show that they understand exactly what they're doing and they will not fail the people.
All right. Now let's still talk about the presidential election petition. Of course, we know that the Presidential Election Petition Court, PEPC, has adjourned pre-hearing on the petitions filed by the Action People's Party, APP, and Labour Party until today, the 10th of May. The 5-member panel led by Justice Emmanuel Agim had its inaugural sitting on Monday. The court also heard the petition filed by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and its presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, on Tuesday. And as we proceed, we will be bringing you more updates in this regard. Meanwhile, Nigeria's opposition People's Democratic Party has expressed confidence in its application seeking the media coverage of the ongoing Presidential Election Tribunal, and they say that this will receive an accelerated hearing. Counsel to the PDP made this known to newsmen in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, after the tribunal proceedings. News Central's Uyi reports.
A familiar sight outside the tribunal venue, as once again, this lone protester, known as Flag Boy, appeared all dressed in Nigeria's colors. Despite the heavy presence of security, a barricaded road, and citizens commuting on foot to their destinations, he still tried to pass his message.
The high time for the judiciary to prove themselves righteous, to make Nigerians have faith in them once more, to make a common Nigerian like myself believe that Nigeria can move again.
He says his motivation is patriotism and a desire to see a country working for all. He tasked the tribunal judges to be fair and unbiased as they entertain petitions arising from the recent elections.
Me having these flags with me, this is the last hope I have as a Nigerian. And I want the world to know I only have one passport. That passport is Nigerian passport. I don't have any other country apart from Nigeria. So if I should fold my hands and keep quiet and watch Nigerian drown, I'm drowning also as a Nigerian.
Meanwhile, inside the tribunal, the battle of the parties waged. The tribunal adopted responses of applications from Nigeria's opposition Allied People's Movements and the People's Democratic Party. One key application from the opposition PDP was the request for immediate coverage of the tribunal proceedings. Counsel to the PDP gave more details on the application.
We consider these proceedings very, very critical and important to the nation, one in which every Nigerian is a stakeholder. So this motion will come up perhaps on Thursday when this matter is adjourned to. It's been expected that the other parties will file their responses so that the court will take a decision on it. So
The tribunal adjourned hearing on the applications by both aggrieved political parties to May the 11th. Amadin Uyi, reporting for News Central.
And that is the updates of the Election Petition Tribunal. We, of course, will be bringing you more updates as it proceeds. Today, we also know that a hearing will be had today, and we will bring you more updates on that on Breakfast Central tomorrow. But before Breakfast Central comes, of course, we'll let you know at the end of the show what other shows you should look out for, because there would be on-the-minute updates. All right. I mean, it's interesting to see what's going on. PDP is saying that they're expressing confidence that the broadcast, they've applied for this to be televised, and they're expressing confidence in the fact that there will be an accelerated hearing for that application and that this will pull through. And to be honest, that would be fantastic.
It will be fantastic. I don't know if it's going to put extra pressure on the judges of this tribunal. I'm not sure, but at the same time, I would like to also hear their reasons. If they turn it down, I'd like to hear the reasons they're going to give, because Nigerians really just want to see and be a part of the process. They're not getting involved. They're not necessarily going to storm the courtroom or anything. They just want to hear, and see everything live. Because one thing I've noticed is that the print media has also, so even some digital media platforms have also failed in proper reporting of these of the happenings in the court. If you remember, on Monday or Tuesday, after the AA's case was dropped, the way it was reported in the media was very, very different. It was reported, as one of the cases had been thrown out, by the tribunal, which is false. And so I think it's important that Nigerians are part of the process. They get to see exactly what's going on over there and know, follow the process bit by bit. I think the Oputa panel was the last time that Nigerians, as a country, got to see a live court hearing and follow the process, in court. So this is interesting. And remember, it's also one of the biggest decisions that Nigerians have had to make in a really, really long time.